Ready? Play.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Ayala, and I got you 1,000 subs in 4 days. Anyway, today will be an Ayala-free episode, probably. I mean, you guys watching this live, members only, basically. You obviously are very welcome to ask questions about even not Munich or Barcelona semifinals, and we will probably get to them like in between, let's say. But yeah, our main goal is, of course, to talk about the semis coming up in these two ATP 500s. Hi Vansh. I mean, we're probably just doing this in order for this to be like clipped later. But let's start with a general question. So ATP 500s, the best weeks, right? When you have two ATP 500s.
Yeah, we have like this like 4 or 5 times a year now, and it's those are the best weeks, Holly in Queens, Basel, Tokyo. You got this now, clay court 2 500s, and then you got another one before Roland Garros the week before, right? Hamburg and
Oh,
Geneva.
that's only one 500, right?
Oh, okay. Is it 1 500 and 1 250 then? Yeah, I might be getting that wrong.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah, those are the best weeks for sure.
Indeed. Tokyo Beijing was super fun last year. Halle Queens used to be my favorite week of the season before I started going to Poznan every single time when it happens. And now I'm barely watching it, but it is what it is. Barcelona, Munich, though, I've been following these events for sure. Let's start with Barcelona, maybe. And the first semifinal tomorrow is going to be Khachanov playing Rune. After, of course, Holger defeated Casper in that Scandinavian duel. 6-2 now from, of course, Ruud's perspective in the head-to-head. So yeah, what did you maybe think of this one today? Was the head-to-head something like of a concern for you from Rune's angle, or did you think it was a little inflated like I did?
I thought it was a little bit misleading because their first three matches were so long ago in 2022 and 2023 Roland Garros when they played in Runa was coming off of that five-setter against Cerundolo, and I don't think he was physically right in that match. And then they played in Acapulco, but even there it was like 6-4 in the third. Runa was up like 3-1. Like I remember watching it, there were some fitness issues that Holger was having throughout the match, and so I didn't really think it's like that much in Ruud's favor, like than what the head-to-head shows. So I coming into the match, I was picking Runa because I just feel like Casper's a little low on confidence right now. The last 9-10 months haven't gone his way really since the Roland Garros semifinal stomach virus thing. He hasn't really quite been the same player, and like Runa, I just like the kind of tennis he's been playing this week, so wasn't too much of a shocker. I did expect it to be a little bit closer than what the score was, but um, yeah, Runa was just having a really great day, and his ceiling is just higher.
Yeah, I do think his ceiling is higher too. Thank you for these comments because you are actually sort of helping me realize that I am sane after all. A few people basically started going after me on Twitter today when I said that about the head-to-head and saying that like there was nothing in the two most recent losses for Rune, physical against Ruud, and I'm like, yeah, against Cerundolo and Garros, what you said, right? That was the five-setter, and then he's physically toast from the first ball, and Acapulco as well. But even before that, yeah, just 4 matches right before Rune's breakthrough. And also when you're 19, 20, years tend to be like very important. Like the fact that it was just like 3 years ago, that's actually a lot. So yeah, I also didn't feel like the head-to-head was like that big a deal. Maybe more so, I was just thinking, well, how will Rune hold up here as Monte Carlo? Of course, he was sick. Very poor match, I think, to start the event against Ramos Vinolas, but now he's tuned into shape, despite Casper, of course, being a bit of a mess and certainly low on confidence. And yeah, now he's going to be battling Khachanov, who has been kind of, I guess, the least maybe, the less popular story of the event thus far. But nonetheless, he's gotten a few solid wins. David Shokina, Munar, not a Spaniard that he's going to be facing this time.
Yeah, and his season so far hasn't been too strong, so kind of a week like this is going to be great for him, and he's like good achievement to make I guess the semis of like 500s on all surfaces, and now he's got like The Rune matchup, they've never played each other, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, we know what he's going to bring from the back of the court. Obviously, big, heavy power, and just it's going to be very steady and consistent, and going to bring a certain base level. But I expect Rune, with all of his variety and all of his, his injections of pace, the way he can just kind of mix it up, I feel like it's going to be a decent matchup for him on tomorrow. But there's a bit of an unknown because they haven't played.
Yeah, interestingly, they've played a couple of exhibition matches last year. One was, I guess,
Oh, was
pre-Australian
it like
Open.
Giorgio Armani Classic or whatever? Like
That's the other
last.
one. Yeah, that's the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I don't really put much stock into it, but it's interesting to like just mention that Holger won both in straight sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it can work both ways. I mean, as you said, very solid physical opponents. They tend to be a bit difficult, maybe for the more mercurial players, for the more erratic guys. But yeah, the way that maybe Holger played today, like that's something to appreciate. Just obviously the opponent was struggling, but at the same time, he just played a very composed, controlled match, very like within himself, not doing anything crazy, and just basically doing whatever was working to win. That's probably something you kind of need to try to find against Karen too. Of course, Holger's season has been like very much in his style, right? I mean, he makes one massive run, otherwise can also like still struggle physically or fall into some pretty bad losses. But nonetheless, yeah, I do think Holger is definitely the favorite, and it's a bit wild we haven't seen them play yet. Two ATP 1000 Paris winners coming up against each other. Of course, for both of them, it's the lone ATP 1000 title, at least for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, they both beat like a string of top 10 players to win that title, and
Djokovic in the final included. So
yeah, so definitely some parallels.
So yeah, I think that's more or less it when it comes to Khachanov Rune. The other semi is a bit bigger for sure. Alcaraz Fils, we've just seen it in Monte Carlo. It was a great first meeting between two guys who I do think